Dave Swindell is a nightlife editor at Time Out for over 2 decades, captured one of the most important summers in Ibiza's nightlife history by compiling Spirit of Ibiza '89. The book contains a collection of David's photographs and memories from a very special time. The launch of Spirit of Ibiza '89 first took place at SV on the 18th and 19th of September 2011, and later in October at the Red Gallery in London. The Guestlist Network made a trip to the Red Gallery for the launch, signing of the book, and exhibition of David's work. We also caught up with the man himself, along with some friends, to find out what made Ibiza in the 80s as special as it was.
I'd heard about Ibiza before, in 1985, 1986. My brother had been there. He told me how amazing it was. But it was a sort of a Mediterranean island, a long way away. I hadn't been there. It was a kind of fantasy, really. It had been in Club Tropicana, the video. You'd seen this sort of thing of this, wow, Mediterranean excitement, girls, boys, everything, all fun and games. But, it was a long way away, and for people who didn't necessarily have a lot of money in the mid-80s, and so never actually got to go there. And suddenly, at the end of 1987, beginning of '88, people were talking about it, and people who had been into very different sounds. Paul Oakenfold, was working for Def Jam. He was totally into hip hop, and then he was saying, "No, this is great. This you can play everything out in Ibiza." This was what was really exciting for him.
I spent my life, I grew up listening to black music, funk, soul and all that sort of stuff. So to be listening to Kate Bush and Queen and all that was like, what? But at the time it worked.
It was just such a unique time to be. I mean, obviously the drug was important. It was a purity of spirit. People weren't drinking, weren't doing anything else. And we're just on this kind of amazing love drug that literally did transform people overnight.
If you like the spirit of Ibiza, the fact that people go out there for a kind of freedom that they don't have necessarily at home. I mean, that definitely applied when we went out there for the club scene out there, because, for one thing, in 1989 and obviously in '88, before then, there was open air dance floors in the biggest clubs.
Obviously you can see from them pictures that was the kind of the end of Ibiza pre-commercialisation. Yeah, before the commercialisation. And I think even by '95 it had happened. And I think unfortunately it's just still got commercial.
Coming from London and the whole acid house and Balearic beat scene in '88, that had been in little basements, strobe lit. There were lasers, there was smoke, there was special effects. Strobes, You couldn't see anything. You go out to Ibiza and it's beautiful bougainvillea bushes growing and beautiful night sky, balmy, fragrant, gorgeous, and then. After a night out there, you just feel pretty good at 8 in the morning. You don't feel totally wasted.
Yeah. I had no idea we were so young.
At the time,
when I'm looking at this exhibition now, I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, fucking hell, we were young. I didn't think it, I thought I was old then.
And it was such a revelation going to Ibiza, where we were used to having to pack up and go home 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and going somewhere where not only was the weather fantastic, but we could party all night.
When we went to Coup in '89, they played French Kiss 3 times during the night. It was Little Louis. It was a really great tune, but they were playing it in the middle of a thunderstorm. The English kids were out there dancing in the rain, and just thinking, this is it. This is what it's all about.
that was what it was about. You know, we were down to sort of, you know, in Amnesia in 1987 was kind of like 75% house music, but the other 25% was things you wouldn't expect to hear.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of those things, a lot of those records stick in your head more than the house.
More than the others, yeah, of course.
So,
Timeless.
yeah, no, it's weird like that.
This has been a really fun project to do because we had the opportunity to take pictures out to Ibiza this summer. So it was a project that came up and said, let's do it, let's make the most of it.
No, he's a long time London, you know, club legend really, and a fantastic photographer. And I remember him coming out to one of my nights in about 1989 when we were doing acid house parties in the countryside in a club called Winker's Farm. I think we had Ramplin, Farley playing, and there was this old swimming pool with mildew in it, and Dave was the only one that was in there swimming around. He brought his shorts.
I don't ever think that things were always better in the past. I always think, you know, that you can have a brilliant time in Ibiza now, and there's so many more different places to go. The clubs are bigger, they're more expensive, there are different drawbacks, if you like. It's still an amazing place.
Different prices.
Yeah.
Things have obviously changed in Ibiza since David's times there, but it remains one of the biggest occasions of the year on the clubbing scene. It still attracts the biggest DJs, along with thousands of punters every year. Whether it's 1989 or 2011, Ibiza is truly special, and David's book has captured every aspect of it. This is Joe the Groove, and you've been watching the Guestlist Network.
I'm Dave Swindell, and you have been watching the Guestlist Network.
People take a vow to be together.